behind by a lady that was doing somewhere over 100 miles an hour is what they were saying. I've never dealt with anything like this before. Everybody that I talked to kept saying the same name, which was Morgan and Morgan. I was on hold for maybe 15 seconds. When they come back and said, Jason, we will absolutely take your case. As a non-tech savvy guy, I was able to navigate through all this stuff easily. Any question that I had, if I called, text, or emailed, they got right back to me. They made it as easy for me as it could have been.
It's the last great value menu. Del Taco's 20 under 2 menu has 20 items under $2 each, like the bean and cheese burrito, almost a half pound, crispy chicken tacos, and real strawberry Sprite, 20 under 2. Say hello to Del Taco Bettermex.
Good morning, I'm Frank Buckley. 4 people killed in a violent crash on the 110 freeway overnight. Police believe the vehicle may have been involved in a street race. We will have the very latest on the investigation coming up.
I'm Eric Spillman. A Newport Beach couple is found dead in a hotel room in Mexico, and carbon monoxide gas could be to blame. How the tragedy could have been prevented.
Good morning, I'm Lena Bovian in for Jessica Holmes. Several U.S. government Stay tuned.
Ten o'clock Friday, heading into a weekend, and we're already halfway through the month of June and hardly any really clear sunny mornings, but that could change by tomorrow morning. Today, our temperature 71 coastal, downtown Los Angeles 73, 80 in the San Fernando Valley, 88 high desert, Inland Empire 82, Orange County Inland 76 degrees. Frank, back to you.
There are new details this morning about a couple from Orange County found dead in their hotel room in Mexico. KTLA's Eric Spillman in the newsroom with more on that. Eric, good morning.
It is a real tragedy. A Newport Beach couple in the prime of their lives found dead in their room at a resort in Baja. The family believes it might have been carbon monoxide poisoning that killed them, and if that's true, it was something that could have easily been prevented. The victims are 28-year-old Abby Lutz and her boyfriend John Heathco, who was 41. Abby's family describes her as wonderfully kind, with an adventurous spirit, a person who loved to travel. John is the founder of LES Labs, a nutritional supplement company based in Covina. A friend says he was into healthy living and liked to go on vacations to explore and do adventurous things. The two were staying at the Hotel Rancho Pescadero. It's in Baja California, between Los Cabos and Todos Santos. The property is part of the Hyatt chain, and rooms start at $650 a night. On Tuesday night, paramedics found them in their room with no vital signs. There was no sign of violence. They'd been dead for 10 or 11 hours. The Baja California Attorney General's office says it's still investigating, but lists their cause of death as intoxication by a substance to be determined. The family of Abby Lutz says that substance could be carbon monoxide gas. On a GoFundMe site they set up, they write, Abby and her boyfriend thought they had food poisoning and went to the hospital to get treatment. We were told they were feeling much better a few days later. Then we received a phone call saying that they had passed away peacefully in their hotel room in their sleep. We've been told it was due to improper venting of the resort and could be carbon monoxide poisoning. We spoke by Zoom to a woman who runs a nonprofit that tracks carbon monoxide deaths in hotels.
This has all of the hallmarks of a carbon monoxide case. There are so many cases that have a lot of these features with them, that people are sick, they think they have the flu or food poisoning. They go to the local hospital or a local doctor and are diagnosed with something like that, sent back to the hotel, and then end up dying in their room.
Now, the hotel's general manager says he does not believe the deaths were related to issues with the hotel's infrastructure or facilities, including carbon monoxide or a gas of any kind. Toxicology testing will reveal exactly how the couple died. Their families are now trying to bring their bodies back to the U.S. for burial. But if they were killed by carbon monoxide gas, that is something that has happened before to Americans traveling abroad. For example, in May of last year, 3 tourists at the Sandals Resort in the Bahamas died from carbon monoxide poisoning. And there are more examples. In Mexico City last November, 3 Americans were found dead in an Airbnb. The cause of death was determined to be CO gas. Smoke and fire alarms are required in most hotel rooms, but carbon monoxide detectors are not. Some firefighters, doctors, and lawmakers say carbon monoxide detectors should be mandatory in every hotel room. But the hotel industry has pushed back, saying it would be too expensive to install them. However, if you're traveling, you can buy one yourself.
We recommend that everyone carry their own detector with them when they travel. And if it ever goes off, to call the emergency response, to call the local fire department, call 911, so that that issue can be addressed for the whole building, as well as the people who are being impacted by it.
That woman you saw there lost both of her parents to carbon monoxide poisoning in a hotel in North Carolina 10 years ago. She says you can buy a battery-operated CO detector for as little as $30.